So let's compare the United Kingdom to France. Today we'll be comparing these nations in 7 categories, including basic information, geography, populations, economies, qualities of life, the military, and of course other random crap. The United Kingdom is located in Western Europe and was founded on May 1st, 1707. The head of state of the United Kingdom is King Charles III, and the head of government is Prime Minister Liz Truss, who is a member of the Conservative Party. And now, please enjoy this 30-second montage of the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Well, I would have... You mind?
No, just wanted to know what you were answering. Yeah.
Stop being so rude.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Are you saying they haven't the guts to put questions to me? Great supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Yeah, sure.
Go on, have a cup of tea.
Thank you. Do you regret? Do you
like
regret?
a cup of
Do you regret your...
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
France is also located in Western Europe and was founded on September 22nd, 1792. Its head of state and head of government is President Emmanuel Macron, who is a member of En Marche. France is divided up into 13 administrative regions that comprise of the mainland or metropolitan France. In addition to this, France also has 13 overseas territories and departments that are spread all throughout the world, some of which include Saint Pierre and Miquelon in North America, Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Saint Martin, which is shared with the Netherlands, all in the Caribbean, French Guiana in South America, Reunion and Mayotte in Africa, and New Caledonia and French Polynesia and Oceania, just to name a few. The United Kingdom is divided up into 4 constituent countries, which include England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The UK also has 14 territories, with Gibraltar, Bermuda, the British Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos, the Cayman Islands, and the Falkland Islands being some of them. And the UK also has 3 crown dependencies, which are the Isle of Man, Guernsey, and Jersey. France is an extremely geographically diverse country with the hilly farmland of northern France, the cliffs and beaches of northwestern France, the warm Mediterranean beaches of southern France, and the Alps in southeastern France on the border with Italy and Switzerland, and the Pyrenees on the border with Spain in the southwest. The United Kingdom has mountains in Scotland, rolling hills in northern England, western England, and Wales, slightly less hilly farmland in central England, and the cliffs of Cornwall and rocky beaches of southern England. France has a land area of almost 250,000 square miles, or about 640,000 square kilometers, compared to the UK's close to 93,000 square miles, or about 250,000 square kilometers. This means that you can fit about 2.6 UKs inside of France, and that France is the 42nd largest country in the world, while the UK is the 78th. The United Kingdom is home to almost 67.1 million people and has an annual population growth rate of 0.6%. France is home to an almost identical 67.9 million people with a lower 0.2% growth rate. This makes France the 20th most populous country in the world, with the UK trailing right behind it in 21st. In the United Kingdom, 49.43% of the population is male, while 50.57% are female. In France, the split is a little more uneven, with 48.39% of its population being male and 51.61% being female. The UK is definitely a bit fatter than France, with 27.8% of its population being obese compared to France's 21.6%. The United Kingdom, with 719 people per square mile, or 277 people per square kilometer, is a lot more densely populated than France, with 303 people per square mile, or 117 people per square kilometer. The 10 largest cities in the United Kingdom are Bristol, Liverpool, Edinburgh, Manchester, Bradford, Sheffield, Glasgow, Leeds, Birmingham, and London. France's 10 largest cities are Lille, Bordeaux, Strasbourg, Montpellier, Nantes, Nice, Toulouse, Lyon, Marseille, and Paris. The capital city of the United Kingdom, London, is home to almost 9 million people, and its metro area is home to over 14.2 million people. France's capital city, Paris, is home to only 2.1 million people, however has an even larger metro area of almost 14.7 million people. The United Kingdom is home to many different languages, but English is by far the most common of them, with about 98% of Brits speaking it. In France, 88% of the population speak French as their first language, 94% speak French in total, and 39% are able to speak English. When talking about religion, 60% of Brits are Christians, 33% are non-religious, 4% are Muslim, and 3% follow something else. In France, 47% of the population is Christian, 40% are non-religious, 5% are Muslim, and 8% follow something else. The United Kingdom has a GDP of $3.37 trillion, while France has a slightly smaller GDP of $2.93 trillion. This gives the UK the 6th largest economy in the world and gives France the 7th. The United Kingdom and France have similar economic growth rates, with the British GDP growing at about 1.4% each year and the French GDP growing at about 1.5% each year. The British population only accounts for 0.84% of the global population, but its GDP accounts for 3.6% of the global economy. France's population only accounts for 0.85% of the global population, but its GDP accounts for 3.1% of the global economy. The UK has a GDP per capita of almost $50,000, making it most comparable to places like New Zealand and Hong Kong. France's slightly lower GDP per capita of close to $45,000 makes it comparable to places like Andorra and Japan. The official currency of the United Kingdom is the British pound sterling, while France uses the euro. For comparison, 1 pound sterling is equal to $1.18 and €1 is equal to the dollar. France is home to major companies like Renault, Renault, Louis Vuitton, Michelin, Orange, Peugeot, L'Oreal, and Air France. The United Kingdom has companies like Unilever, Barclays, HSBC, AstraZeneca, Rio Tinto, GSK, and BP. The unemployment rate of the United Kingdom is currently sitting at around 3.8%, while France's unemployment rate is much higher, sitting at 7.5%. Each year, the United Kingdom exports over $770 billion worth of goods to other countries, while France exports a similar $733 billion. This makes the UK the world's 5th largest exporter and France the 6th. Some of the UK's biggest exports include products like crude oil, pharmaceuticals, machinery, vehicles, and aircraft. Some of France's largest exports include products like pharmaceuticals, aircraft, vehicles, gas turbine engines, and wine. In addition to being major exporters of goods, both France and the UK are also major importers, with France importing almost $570 billion each year and the UK importing over $630 billion. This makes the UK the world's 5th largest importer and France the 9th. France's largest trading partners are Germany, Italy, Belgium, Spain, the United States, and the United Kingdom. The UK's largest trading partners are the United States, Germany, the Netherlands, France, China, and Ireland. The Human Development Index, or HDI, measures a nation's development by taking into account factors like average income, life expectancy, and education. The UK has an HDI of 0.929, making it the 18th most developed country in the world, while France has a slightly lower HDI of 0.903, making it the 28th most developed. The average annual income in France is about $45,600 per year, while the UK has an almost identical average salary of about $44,500 per year. The UK has a relatively high poverty rate of about 22%, mostly due to having high poverty standards, which is equivalent to about 14.5 million people, while France has a much lower rate of 14.2%, which is equal to about 9.6 million people. The United Kingdom has an annual military budget of $68.4 billion, which accounts for about 3.2% of global military spending and about 2.2% of the British GDP. France has an annual military budget of $56.6 billion, which accounts for about 2.7% of global military spending and about 1.9% of the French GDP. Overall, this makes the UK the world's 4th largest military spender and makes France the 6th. The British Army has 227 tanks, 194,000 active duty personnel, and 37,000 reserve personnel. The French Army has 406 tanks, over 208,000 active duty personnel, and 35,000 reserve personnel. The Royal Air Force has 479 aircraft at its disposal, and the French Air Force has 917. The Royal Navy has about 70 ships, including 2 aircraft carriers and 11 submarines. The French Navy has about 100 ships, including 1 aircraft carrier and 10 submarines. The British possess around 225 nuclear weapons, while the French have about 290. Overall, France is ranked as having the 7th strongest military in the world, with the United Kingdom right behind it in 8th place. This is the flag of the United Kingdom. It's called the Union Jack and is representative of the 4 constituent countries that make up the United Kingdom, which again are England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The red cross in the middle represents England, the blue backdrop represents Scotland, the little red bits represent Northern Ireland, and absolutely nothing represents Wales. This is the flag of France, and it is often referred to as the French tricolor, with the blue and red representing the colors of Paris and the white in the middle representing the old French monarchy. Each year, France receives about 90 million tourists, making it the most visited country in the world, while the UK receives almost 40 million tourists and is the 10th most visited country. So let me know which country you think won the comparison and what kinds of comparisons you want to see next.